Well, Darryl, few alarms, got the job done. Happy with that?
Yeah, you know, they're always hard these weeks pre a big game, and I don't think it matters what coaches say. But I just said to the boys, I have to say it because it's my job, but I know what it's going to feel like to them. And then at times it looks a little bit clunky, and we changed the team a bit. We only had one training session. Gailey's coming back, Huddy's coming back. You know, so you get the point I'm making is it's always quite difficult, and you know, let's be realistic. Nobody wants to get injured because of the big game. But I thought while the first half was a little bit awkward, and I thought Dewsbury really competed hard and made life difficult for us. Then the second half, I thought was the complete opposite. We really tidied our discipline up. I thought defensively we were phenomenal all night. To be honest, I think physically we just we got after Dewsbury and they found it really difficult to make meters, and we controlled the game really well. So I thought the second half was really pleasing, both sides of the ball, and we had a couple of little bits. Obviously, Cossack failed his head test. Gailey precautionary just took him off at half time. Just to manage the game and make sure that we got what we needed out of the game and we didn't pick up anything. So I think we come out of it okay, and the second half I think was really pleasing.
You mentioned it was a bit scrappy first half. It took a while for the game to come to life in a way, didn't it? Did that say something about Dewsbury and how they battled and scrapped and sort of worked hard defensively?
Yeah, I thought there was three things. I thought it was refereed really slowly. You know, there was no real tempo at the ruck, and he gave quite a few sort of pernickety penalties, I thought, early on. And I think that, combined with us having a low completion rate through our discipline, some of the things that he pulled were our fault. And I thought they competed pretty hard. I think the three things sort of made it a little bit scrappy. But I still thought, even then, I thought we were defending with some real line speed and great contact, and they're kicking the ball from deep consistently, and we dominated territory, but they were defending well, and we tried to change, or we did change the way we played slightly, just to be a little bit more direct, and that worked okay for us. But they were still difficult to break down, and that's all credit to them, the way they played in that first half. I mean, they have been great in first halves. They have dropped off a little bit. They were 12-0 in front against Featherstone a few weeks back. They were 13-12 in front against Sheffield last week. So they are, they're a competent team that competes hard. But then, the second half, I thought we had complete control, and it was a really professional performance.
You mentioned Matthew Cossack failed his HIA, so that's him out of the final. How's he feeling?
Yeah, well, I'm there's different categories, isn't there? So I need some clarification on that. But obviously, anybody that doesn't play in that game next week is going to be disappointed, because it's the big games, and it's at Wembley, which is an iconic place to play rugby league. So I'll get clarification on him. And then obviously I've got some calls next week to make on who plays in that game, which is, they're always hard. It's what I get paid for, so I'll do it, but I never like it too much because it's hard. They're hard messages.
Just to clarify, so Luke Gale didn't come back out for the second half, but there's no issues, there's no concern.
No, he was. I just decided that he'd done enough. Like Liam Mudd, had done enough, I thought, and so Doyley went out there and played the rest of the game. I just felt like we'd got what we needed with Gailey, and he came off, put his feet up for next week.
You mentioned that second half. The team looked pretty much unstoppable at times. 7 tries, I think, 2 disallowed.
Yeah.
And terrific second half. But is that as good as you've been for in terms of a 40-minute performance? Would you say? Yeah,
not far off. I mean, Liam Kay's just talking about how we score more points when he's at half back as opposed to Luke Gale. So it was an interesting chat in there. I thought it was a really dominant performance, and one of the tries that we did get charged was definitely a try. So, but I'm not going to split hairs on that. yeah, we were really good. I thought consistent across the 40 minutes. I think in general we're having really outstanding 20, 30 minute periods, and then we drop off a little bit. But then we were pretty consistent all the way through that half, which was great to see.
That forward pack looking pretty irresistible second half really as well.
Yeah, I think obviously we're having to adjust a little bit. So Kai's playing back row with we changed the back row today. Obviously we've got a couple of different bits and pieces around back row that's making life difficult for us. Well, the boys that are slotting in there are doing a great job. Obviously Pitsy can play there, but I prefer him in the middle really as a ball playing 13. And then Kai goes on in the middle, and then Cos gets knocked out, so then he goes straight to the back row, which it's pretty difficult to stop wherever you put him, to be honest. So he's scoring tries consistently, and he did again. I thought the way he ran lines on the back of what Mason Lena was doing tonight was pretty dangerous.
I was going to ask you about Lena. So he's week on week. He seems to be sort of improving, developing. We're starting to see the best of him.
Yeah, well, he's a big confidence player, Mace, isn't he? And we were just talking about him in the changing rooms, the coaches. Well, he's playing great. Well, one, he's a great kid, and he's a confidence player. And quite a lot of players are like that. You want to be playing with confidence, and when he does play with confidence, he can completely dominate a game. I thought he did it in the 1895 semi-final against Bradford, where he was injured, but we needed him to do it, and he showed a fair bit of toughness there as well. So, but for me, I think he's a phenomenal player. He's got some of his skill sets as good as anybody in rugby league, and when he's playing with confidence, he's great to watch. And I think he's getting that sort of consistent confidence now that enables him to play right at the top of his game, which I thought he did tonight.
I won't go through the whole team, but probably could do tonight the way they've all performed. But just a word on Noah Booth. Deputising at fullback for Max Jowett tonight.
Yeah.
Showed some really good signs, didn't he?
Yeah, really good Noah. So he played in the centre. I mean, because this is a step up for Noah. He's been playing sort of reserves, and and he's only just out of a couple of years out of academy, but he's sort of been trying to find his best position over his time in professional rugby league. He played centre last week, and against a pretty physical Whitehaven edge, and did okay, but he has got more experience at fullback, and I think he showed that tonight, particularly in the second half. He adjusted a little bit what he was doing, and he's a good player. He's a really talented young fella, and I think he's got great potential. I really do, and I think he showed tonight that you put him in there and he'll do a really good job for you. Some of the stuff he did, catching high balls under pressure, thought was really good. So I was really pleased with him tonight.
Just last couple of questions, Darryl, if that's okay. Everybody's talking about next week, aren't they? Everybody's interested about next week. I just wanted to ask about Griffin, actually, in terms of, he's had his HIA issues. Is he likely to be available for next week? Is that something you know about yet?
Yeah, not 100% no. So he's got a CA specialist, and I haven't got a date for that yet, but hopefully that's going to be early next week, which will give us an idea whether he's going to be available or not. As of now, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping he will be. But I really don't know, and I couldn't hazard a guess or put a percentage on it until we get this appointment, and then it gets clarified a little bit.
Lastly, in terms of the week ahead, what does it look like in the build up to the final on Saturday?
Probably a perfect build up, to be honest. I mean, we have the boys have got a weekend off now, so we get a little bit of breathing space, and then we train Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. So it's day in, day off all the way through the week, which I think is perfect for a player. They work pretty hard, and then they get a chance to recover the day after. So it's a perfect week. We travel down on Friday and stay overnight, and then we stay down there Saturday, play the game. The boys deserve to be together on Saturday night with the families, so we've got that planned, and great opportunity for us. Just great opportunity. I mean, you enjoy. I just said the boys enjoy the week, but you wouldn't enjoy the week if you were in the game, So that's crucial, and we're in a good place. Boys are buzzing and enjoying what they're doing together as a team, and we've just got to come into this big game nice and relaxed, and do what we've been doing all season a little bit more consistently. I'd say. I think Sheffield. I just said to the boys then, Sheffield, you can't expect it to be like it was last time we played them. It's a big game. They've got a bit of history at Wembley, and they've done pretty well there. So yeah, I think it's really important that we don't look back at what we did against them last time. I expect it's going to be the same.
Good luck next week, Darren.
Thank you. Thank you.